It is 7 o'clock on the dot, and we are gonna jump right in. Thank you for those of you who sent your questions over. I'm super excited. Hi, everybody. It is Samara here with PorterPlus Realty. Samara keeps it real estate, all things real estate. We're gonna dive right in. We're gonna do some rapid fire. We have 15 minutes to answer some of the questions that are going on. So whether you're a seller interested in selling your house, if you're a buyer, just have questions about the market, or just really love real estate, like me, you are going to ask me questions as they come across. Some of you guys have sent some over, and we tackle some of the hard stuff, no fluff, right? So first question up, guys. This is actually a fun one because I'm actually living it right now. Hi, Steph. Thanks for jumping on. So basically, we're looking at a situation where a buyer sent over a question and they said, is a home inspection important? So there's a couple different ways to look at that. And I think I had to dig a little bit more. Ask a follow-up question to them is like, are you talking about in negotiations because you don't want to do one, or because you got the results and you're wondering if it matters? So there is a two-part scenario. And right now in today's market, I know I mentioned a couple years ago, it was very big on like waiving inspections, but let me be really clear that when you waive an inspection, it doesn't mean you should not do one. You should definitely still do one. And one of the things that people are doing a lot are maybe they're streamlining what they're putting in their offer, right? So if you're powered and partnered with a really good agent, they're helping negotiate that on your behalf, to where maybe you're focusing your inspections on a structural, environmental, anything that might be like earth shattering or major mechanical. Those are your three biggies. Basically saying, I'm not going to nitpick about cosmetic things like, oh, the paint's chipping, or like the stair is wiggling, unless it's structural, right? Then you're a little worried about it. So that was part one. So yes, you do want to do an inspection, especially as a first-time home buyer. You want to be eyes wide open. Now, the rules are a little bit differently when you're an actual investor and you're looking at it by yourself because you're going to tear the whole thing down. There are very few things that you're worried about. So just be very careful when you say the word waive inspections. But even if you do, that doesn't mean you cannot look at it and get it inspected for informational purposes. So make sure you're representing yourself and not saying, I'm okay with whatever I get. That's your opportunity to do that. And hopefully, if you have an agent helping you navigate this, they are actually coaching you through what that means when they're either putting it in their negotiations and afterwards. Now, buyer heavy, the follow-up question, this was actually a big one because I get this a lot on both sellers and buyer sides. So after you have the inspection, hopefully you pick a very good inspector, right? And a lot of times your realtor can help you recommend one. If you need a recommendation, I got you guys, a couple people that I work with on our deals. And ultimately, you'll get a report that walks through the things that they found. I always recommend that the buyer be present during the home inspections because of the fact that it's your first time kind of learning the house. You're going to know where things are, shut-off valves, light switch, what kind of amps you have in your home. So things that maybe you didn't know as a first-time home buyer, they're kind of going to walk you through and navigate that too. But they're also going to point out things that are cause for concern. And when you're being really realistic, you want to make sure that you're not trying to ask for the sun and the stars. The home inspection is not designed for you to go back to negotiate your whole entire offer. That's not what it's designed for. It's for you to be able to look at the home from the inside and see if there's anything that's going to cause you pain or grief after you get in there. But there is a cost of being a homeowner, right? There's going to be some things. Okay, the water heater's at the end of its life expectancy. Does that mean they have to replace it? Depending on how far it is, if it's operational, they may not replace it. But ultimately, you're going to get this list from the inspector. And if they break it out correctly, they should have, red listed critical items in the beginning that you should be really worried about, meaning definitely bring it up to the seller. Maybe they should remedy them or repair them. They'll have like some yellow things that, it depends on how they color code it, but basically they'll have things that are warnings to say this might happen soon. And then there'll be just low hanging fruit that just says like, make sure you change your filters because you should change your filters, guys. Reminder for you guys, spring is coming. If you haven't done it yet, change your filters. It's that time. But ultimately, when you get that report back, you're going to look at it. If you have a contractor friend, we have a contractor in-house that I leverage a lot. So if we have questions on what something might cost if we take it on ourselves versus going back to the seller and saying, hey, look, we didn't see this coming. This wasn't part of the seller's disclosure, and we didn't see it based on like noticing it when you first walked in the house. Those would be reasons to possibly renegotiate or ask for them to remedy. And after that happens, you have the option to say, all right, they get a chance to remedy it. If they do not want to remedy it or give you a credit to be able to do it yourself, you have the option to figure out whether or not you want to continue to move forward with the deal. But ultimately, home inspections should definitely be utilized as a way for you to be eyes wide open going into a property. So I hope that answered my buyer question. Oh, I like the thumbs up. So I guess I got you on that one. But if you have more follow-up questions, again, we could talk about real estate all day long. I could talk about negotiations after we have to get the report back and how we go back to the seller and the agents talk to each other. There's a lot of different moving pieces behind the scenes, but when you're partnered with somebody who knows what they're doing, you guys are in good hands. Oh, that's another one. All right, I like it. All right. So my sellers, I had a question from my seller queue that said, what is one of the biggest mistakes sellers are making right now? So, as sellers, you know, we make a lot of mistakes. We think our house is made with gold nails. We think that sometimes too. And I gotta say, one of the biggest mistakes that I'm seeing is sometimes the overpricing of a home is a really big deal, and not adequately preparing your home for the market is a big deal too. So I think those are the two biggest, things that I'm seeing that a lot of people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because if you're overpriced, you're going to you're going to help the next person that comes on the market under you sell their house faster. If you're not prepared, people are going to walk in and be turned off. There's different things that just make it really hard for you to move your property if you're not paying attention to all the things. Hi, thanks for checking in. Hi guys. No, that was a really good question, but I would also say that, like, all mistakes, we call it a mistake, but everything is fixable, right? There's always a remedy. We can prepare before we go to market. Even if you go to market and you're not prepared, you can still fix things and make sure that you are showing as your best foot forward. And that is a really big one. How are we doing on time? I talk about real estate all day long. Can you guys tell how excited I am? So obviously I love real estate, and we could talk about it. That's why we're doing this 15-minute packed full of information session, because I want to answer all your questions and I have so many to get through. So I'm a little good. I have about 5 minutes left, but I did want to talk about the fact that another question came in regarding investing. So guys, again, like I try to tell you, I want to cover as much as I can. Either you're a seller, buyer, investor, all the things, I got you covered. Ask the question, we'll fire away. And also, for my sellers, I just made that answer to, if you have more questions, I'm actually giving away a free copy of my book. So just DM me that you are ready, and shoot me a private message, and I will send you a link to it so you guys can start going through that, just to get prepared if you're even thinking about selling or getting your head around, like, what do I have to do to actually put it on the market, right? And I help you navigate all that part, but just seeing all the parts can help you kind of break it down a little bit. So my fun investor question, you guys already know that I'm an investor, and the question that came up, oh, this is a good one actually. What's better, short-term rentals or long-term rentals? And this is, I guess, regards to your investment portfolio, and I own both. And it really does depend, right? It depends on your number. It depends on what you're making, what you bought it for, but there's different things that are involved with both of them. Short-term rentals are very hands-on. The turnover is faster. You have to make sure you fill it to be able to make money. There's a lot of moving parts to a short-term rental, but there also is an opportunity for great gains because you're only renting it out for the week or for the weekend, and you're making a couple $1,000s sometimes. Long-term rentals are a little bit more stability, right? So as long as you have a good tenant in there, we can't guarantee you have a great tenant, but we can fully vet them. Long-term rentals, in terms of doing the background check, making sure they have the income to be able to pay for their rent. Those are the moving parts. So there is no better than the other, but it really does become your bandwidth. I know earlier on my truth bombs, hopefully you guys are checking those out. I did a truth bomb regarding the fact that, it's not necessarily passive income. It's passive in regards to, like, you know, you put money in it and you get collection, but there is things you have to do. So if you are having rentals in your portfolio, between making sure they pay the rent on time, hunting them down, if there's something wrong, you're getting a call in the middle of the night. So unless you are truly outsourcing that to a property management company, I know some if you need some, I got you. There is work involved in both, right? So it's great to have in your portfolio. If you have a hand in the pie in terms of somebody being able to manage it for you, it's definitely a good revenue stream to be able to make some money on, whether it's short-term rental or long-term rental. And I am quickly approaching my time, but these are all really, really good questions. I'm going to sneak one more in because I think it was a really good one in regards to, is it better to rent or buy right now? And I want to stress to you guys, like, we talk about this a lot, like, the market seems scary. It seems like there's so many things going on, and that's not even adding what's happening in the world right now, right? So just layer it into the real estate portion. Renting or buying is going to be completely up to you, whether you are ready or not, right? It's going to be a decision based on your financial need and your financial situation, because there is value in building the equity once you own something. So I would definitely recommend, if that's something that's within your bandwidth, to explore it. If you're not sure if it's in your bandwidth, call me, because we can help you vet that. We do the credit checks. We pair off with really good lenders that can help you guys navigate if you can actually get into home ownership. And keep in mind that one of the biggest barriers people think about when it comes to buying a house is that down payment. And we talk about this. There's no requirements as you have to do 20% down anymore. There are so many programs out there that can actually help you actually get into a house. I mean, if you're a VA, like, you have loans like that, you have low entry to barrier, there's grants that are available that we can help you vet. But there are so many different options if home ownership is something that you want to do. If it's just not for you, then renting would be your rate and your route to go, because that's what fits your needs. But it's going to be when you're ready, not when people tell you you're ready, not when people say you have to do this. And if you want to get ready, just make the phone call, right? We'll help you vet it. We'll help you figure it out. We'll help you do all the things to figure out if home ownership is for you. And I keep kicking this thing. But oh, hi, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. But I mean, I know I'm running out of time, but I wanted to do 15 minutes fully packed of information. Again, there's always opportunity to follow up and ask me more questions later. I am here for it. We'll be back again on Monday for another live session at 7. So and I'll record this and put it in my stream as well, so you guys can share it. So if you know somebody who can use this information, tag them, share it, send it, put them on the know, because it really is a game of education, and I'm big on education. So a lot of people will tell you that it's not about the transaction for us. It's all about the people part of it, your next chapter in life, what you need, how you want to build generational wealth, all the things that you want to do. So if you know someone who's in need of some real estate advice or just information, or bounce some ideas off somebody, we are 100% here for you. And for those of you who joined me today, I want to thank you for locking in and listening and sharing your energy with me and asking the questions. And for those of you who sent in some really good ones for me, I want to thank you, because you keep me on my toes. But I love talking about this stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm about a couple minutes just about to be over, but I want to make sure you guys get all the tea. So thank you again. I hope you have an amazing night, and please share, and share again. So Samara, Keeps It Real Estate, always here for you. Take care.